Hey. So I'm kind of annoyed. I was recording this video for like 6 whole minutes, and then I realized my mic was off and I had run out of disk space on my laptop. So I have to redo all of this all over again, play everything all over again. That's a bit annoying, but what else can I do? Anyway, after about 130 hours, I finally beat Xenoblade X at like 3:30 this morning, and holy shit, man, this game is incredible. I love this game. Um, the exploration in X is amazing. In terms of exploration, Xenoblade X is probably my favorite game in the series. The exploration is insane. Just There's so many different land formations and then entire cave systems. Sometimes I just get lost in cave systems for close to an hour just exploring. It is insane how seamless and just massive Mira is as a planet. And I still think that Xenoblade X is the most ambitious open world game to date, and nothing can change my mind. Now, the story is, I wouldn't really say controversial. A lot of people say that it's lacking, and while yes, it kinda is, the main focus was on exploration and story was kind of like a side thing, so it's understandable. But I actually really like the story of X a lot, especially the ending. I love the ending of X. I'm really into sci-fi, so and X is probably the most sci-fi in the entire Xenoblade series, so obviously I'm going to like it a lot. Now, I've already kinda been spoiled on the story a long time ago, so I already know about Elma's true form and the data room being destroyed and just bits and pieces from the ending, but I never experienced the full ending until last night. And goddamn, right, it was great. The whole part about Elma saying how all of the bodies were destroyed back on Earth and the consciousnesses of 20 million people were stored in the 7th generation quantum mainframe in the Lifehold core. That shit just fascinated me. I love shit like that. It was great. And Elma brought so much technology to Earth, and I wonder how she knew that Earth was going to be, there's going to be a war over Earth. And there's just so many unanswered questions that hopefully will get answered in the sequel. And yes, I still believe there's a sequel due to all the cliffhangers and Takahashi saying in an interview that he wanted to make an X sequel. I'm still holding hope that there will be an X. Even at the very end of the game, it says this story never truly ends. So what else could that mean other than 4 games? But yeah, the whole story, the ending is just, I love it. Chapter 11 and 12 were kind of short though. I beat chapter 11 in like 20 minutes, and then chapter 12 not too much longer. But the whole ending was just so cool to me. Just finally pinpointing the location of the Lifehold core and then going to it and just restoring the power. It was great because the whole game I didn't even know what the Lifehold core looked like. I didn't want to spoil myself on it. The whole game I've been looking forward to the moment where we finally find the core. Oh, where is it at? What are we gonna do when we get there? What's it gonna be like? Whatever. It was just so cool, but we finally found the location of the Lifehold core, and we get to it, and it's just this massive structure. It's like, how could you miss that? How did y'all not do that earlier? But we get there, and the ganglion are attacking it, and there's like 15 minutes left before it runs out of power. I think it said there's like below 0.2% of energy left, so we gotta rush to get in there, all while the ganglion are attacking it. But thankfully, Lifehold core is protected by a Treon barrier, which is interesting because once we get into the Lifehold core and we're fighting Luxar, he talks about how the Treon barrier, like Treon barrier technology, isn't found anywhere outside of the clue system. So it kind of makes you wonder, maybe what's her name, Elma, is from the clue system, or she's somehow associated with it. She's not Chlorian herself. It doesn't ever say anywhere that she's Chlorian, and she doesn't look like Celica, so they're obviously two different races. Elma could be a ghost because her eyes are purple just like the ghost. They're the same shade of purple like the ghost. So I don't know, that could be a stretch. Luxon already made a video on it. I know you'll probably seen that. But yeah, the whole ending, and then where Elma tells us, I think I just said this about the whole mainframe, yeah. And then she reveals herself, her true form, which is incredible, by the way. I love her design for her true form. I'd already known about her true form for a while, but God, just seeing her again for myself and like the actual cutscene playing the game myself is just incredible. I love her design. Alright, she's so gorgeous in her true form. I prefer her true form. Just, oh, she looks incredible. So I love Elma way more than I already did. The ending just solidified Elma as a top 10 character, which means I should probably remake my top 10 character list, because now Shania is up in there in top 5, if not top 3. But now Elma's up in there. Just, I really like the ending of Xenoblade X. Probably my favorite ending in the series, which is kind of funny considering X has like the least amount of story. But I think it's like my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite story. That still goes to Xenoblade 2. But the ending of X, I really like a lot. I really like the sci-fi setting of it all. And yeah, then going into the data processing room where everyone's consciousness is supposed to be, or you know, the control room to access all the consciousness. We go in and we find out it's been destroyed ever since we landed in Amira 2 months ago. And you know, everyone's confused because they should all be dead, but they're not. So it's something about the planet. The planet is keeping everyone alive. And that kind of ties into my last video where I said maybe the Zohar is in Mira, keeping everyone alive, like down deep in the core of Mira, with the Samarians using the Zohar to keep all the humans alive. Maybe the Samarians used the ghosts to draw humanity to Mira and crash them down on Mira so they can like reunite. Humans and Samarians can reunite or whatever the hell. I don't know. It's a very dumb headcanon that's obviously not gonna happen, but it would be pretty cool to see. Now I want to do a little showcase of the team I used to beat the game. I'm damn near max level. I'm at like level 58 out of 60 because I did more side content in exploration than anything. So I was pretty over leveled for the end game fights, so they weren't too much of an issue, and I had already learned how to use overdrive, so that was pretty helpful. But here's a little showcase. So this is my team that I used to beat Xenoblade X. I'm gonna just show all of the equipment, skills, and arts and all that. So here's a little montage, I guess, all that. But yeah, that was, yeah, Xenoblade X is incredible. That little showcase of my team right there. Y'all can pause, go back and pause if you want to like look at the little finer details. But yeah, Xenoblade X is a very interesting game. I love it. I could talk about the story for hours, especially the ending and how much it's like I was enthralled by the ending. I love super sci-fi shit, like so cool. Like it kind of makes you wonder, how did Elma know all this information? Like how did she know the war was going to be, like the war was going to be taking place over? Maybe that ties into maybe the Samarians. Like I said, we're using the ghosts to draw humans to Mira, and Elma, as like a rogue agent or whatever, was working with the Samarians and fled to Earth to tell the humans the whole war coming so they can get ready to depart Earth, and then eventually use the ghost to drag him to Mira. It kind of makes sense if you think about it. No, just thinking, how did Elma know all of this? She has the data for skills, the data for that 7th generation quantum mainframe for the Lifehold core, with the information that the war is gonna happen, and all of this. Elma's just such a badass, bro. Elma is so badass. She's great. I wonder what her race is, and I just want to know more about Elma. There's just so many mysteries about her that we just don't know, and I want to learn more about her. But yeah, Xenoblade X is an incredible game. I love it, and I could just go on for hours about it, but I'm not gonna do that. I think I've said everything I've already wanted to say. I'm probably going to remember something as soon as I upload this video, and then, you know, kick myself for not saying it. But as for now, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. The game's incredible. I love the story. Gameplay is bendish. The gameplay is great. So yeah, it's an overall great game. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of post game because I do want to grind to get Elma's original gear, like her true form, the gear she was wearing in the cutscenes. I'm gonna have to grind to get that for like actual gameplays. I won't mind it. But yeah, that's really about it. So as always, thanks for watching. A damn good day. Stay safe, be well, and play some goddamn Xenoblade.